Hello everyone. This is part 1 of Article 6. In this video, we will discuss the different stages of execution of a felony. We have the attempted, frustrated, and the consummated stage. You can find that under Article 6. We have the consummated, frustrated, and attempted felonies. There are 3 paragraphs which you can find under Article 6. Let's proceed to the basics first. Let's study the foundation before we proceed to the discussion proper. So part one will cover the basics. So I have a question here. Are consummated felonies punishable? How about frustrated felonies? Are they likewise punishable? How about attempted felonies? Are they punishable? If you look at the first paragraph of Article 6, it will answer all those questions. It states here consummated felonies as well as those which are frustrated and attempted are punishable. Okay? Consummated felonies are punishable, frustrated felonies are punishable, and attempted felonies are punishable. So there you have it. And also, if you look at Article 6, the first paragraph, they pertain to felonies. This consummated, frustrated, and attempted, they all pertain to felonies. It is therefore important to know what is the definition of a felony. To know what is the definition of a felony, we have to go back to Article 3 of the Revised Penal Code. If you can still remember, under Article 3, acts and omissions punishable by law are felonies. Now, what is this law? It refers to the Revised Penal Code. Okay. In other words, acts and omissions punishable by the Revised Penal Code are felonies. A felony is an act or omission punishable by the Revised Penal Code. Don't forget that the sources of Philippine criminal law. We have the Revised Penal Code under Act number 3815. We also have special penal laws like RA 9262. We have the VAUSI, diba? The Violence Against Women and Children. We have RA 9165. We have a special law on crimes involving firearms, possession of firearms. And then we have the penal presidential decrees. These were issued during martial law. So it was then President Ferdinand Marcos who issued the presidential decrees that were in the nature of a penal law. So when we say felony, we refer to the act or omission punishable by the first source of Philippine criminal law, which is the Revised Penal Code. It is also important to know the different stages in the development of a crime. If a person is planning to commit a crime, of course, he has to plan it most of the time. Andyan sa isip niya, paplanuhin niya paano niya gawin, then after that, he will realize or materialize his plan by performing external acts to commit the crime. Here we have the different stages in the development of a crime. I already discussed this in one of my videos. Just search for it in YouTube. Ito po yung title, Conspiracy and Proposal to Commit a Felony. But for the benefit of those who have not yet watched this video, I will just select that pertinent portion of this video and play it here after this. Pasensya na po, medyo inantok lang. It's already 2 a.m. and I just decided to make this video regarding Article 6, the attempted, frustrated, consummated felonies. Although this is only part 1 po. So I'm going to play the portion of that video here that discusses the stages in the development of a crime. May iba sa mga comment section nagsasabi na medyo mabilis daw ang pagsasalita. Well, that's the benefit of a recorded video. You can adjust the playback speed naman po. Or if you did not understand or comprehend what I just said, pwede nyo naman pong i-play ulit. Diba? You can play it over and over again.
Stages in the development of crimes. Ito, babalik tayo sa basics. There are two stages in the development of crimes. We have the internal acts and the external acts. What are internal acts? They are mere ideas in the mind of the person. Intention producing no effect. So kapag iniisip mo pa lang na mag-commit ng crime, nasa isip mo pa lang ito at wala ka pang ginagawa. Now, these are just internal acts. Are they punishable or not? Internal acts are not punishable. Kasi nga, wala ka pang ginagawa. And number two, sa external acts, we have two. We have preparatory acts and we have acts of execution. Now, what are preparatory acts under external acts? Preparatory acts are external acts which have no direct connection with the crime which the offender intends to commit. Take note, no direct connection with the crime. So, yung preparatory act na ginawa mo, it may mean another thing. Pwede pa siyang i-interpret in another way which is not related to the intended crime. Now, what are the examples? First, we have conspiracy and proposal. Ito na yung Article 8 natin. Number 2, buying poison to kill your enemy. For example, pumunta ka sa store and bumili ka ng rat poison kasi yun ang ihahalo mo sa pagkain ng kapitbahay mo to kill your neighbor who is your enemy. Now, buying a poison is susceptible of many interpretations. Pwedeng gamitin mo siya para patayin yung kapitbahay mo or pwede ring gamitin mo siya para patayin yung mga daga na peste sa inyo. So, it has no direct connection with the crime. And take note of the legal maxim, in dubio pro reo. When in doubt, rule for the accused. Kasi yung act niya, yung preparatory act na bumili ng lason, it can be interpreted in another light. Pwede na talagang gusto mong pumatay ng mga daga sa bahay ninyo at hindi para gamitin na lason against your enemy. So when there are two interpretations, you rule in favor of the accused. You use the interpretation which is favorable to the accused. Number 3, carrying a gun, looking for your intended victim. So eto, yung act mo ng pag-carry ng gun, it's a preparatory act, but it has no direct connection with the crime. Kasi hindi naman talaga natin masasabi na you are carrying a firearm kasi you intend to kill another person or meron kang gustong patayin. Kasi carrying a gun is an innocent act as long as you have permit to carry firearms outside of residence. And then we have number 4, holding a gallon of gasoline and lighter while on your way to the house you intend to burn. So the preparatory act of carrying with you a gallon of gasoline and lighter, it has no direct connection with the crime. Kasi nga, it can be susceptible of other meaning. Pwede rin sabihin na hindi mo naman talaga pakay na magsunog ng bahay ng ibang tao. Baka dala-dala mo lang yung gasoline and lighter para magsunog ng mga kahoy or ng basura. Now, sa internal acts, they are not punishable. How about sa external acts? Sa preparatory acts? Preparatory acts are not punishable kasi nga they have no direct connection with the crime intended to be committed. Question, give an example where a preparatory act is considered a crime and is punished. Meron bang case kung saan ang preparatory act is considered a crime and is punished? The answer is yes. Sa Article 304, we have possession of picklocks. So the possession of picklocks, may dala-dala kang picklock kasi nga it's a preparatory act to the crime of robbery. Pero mere possession of picklocks, it is already considered as a crime under Article 304. And then we have another kind of external acts. We have acts of execution. Acts of execution are external acts that have direct connection with the crime intended to be committed. Unlike sa preparatory acts which have no direct connection to the crime, itong acts of execution, it has direct connection with the crime intended to be committed. Now, sa different stages of the acts of execution, itong attempted, frustrated, consummated, kahit sa attempted stage pa lang, kailangang meron ng overt acts. Tignan natin ang Article 6, diba? Sa attempted felonies, there is an attempt when the offender commences the commission of a felony directly by overt acts. So, meron siyang overt act. So, kahit pa na nasa attempted stage pa lang, kailangang merong overt act. Kailangang merong acts of execution which have direct connection with the crime intended to be committed. Again, let's review. Sa internal acts, they are not punishable. Sa external acts naman, we have preparatory acts and acts of execution. Sa preparatory acts, generally, they are not punishable except yung sa example natin kanina na possession of picklocks. Sa acts of execution, they are punishable by law. Kasi nga kahit nasa attempted stage pa lang, pinapunish na siya ng law.
Ayan, I hope naliwanagan po kayo sa difference ng preparatory act at overt act or external acts of execution. Let's review lang po. We have internal acts and external acts, and under external acts, we have two kinds of external acts. We have the preparatory act and the act of execution, otherwise known as the overt act. Now, what is a preparatory act? A preparatory act is an external act that has no direct connection with the crime intended to be committed. Wala po siyang kinalaman sa crime na gusto niyang i-commit. It does not constitute even in the attempted stage. Ito po. And therefore, it is not punishable. Gaya po sa napanood nating video kanina, ang example nun is, kung may hawak kang baril, you cannot be liable for an attempted homicide. Kahit pa sabihin natin na nasa isip mo, gusto mong barilin yung isang tao. Kapag nahuli ka pong may daladalang baril, you cannot be prosecuted for attempted homicide. Or kung may daladala kang gasolina at lighter, di ba? You cannot be prosecuted for attempted arson. Kasi ang pagbitbit ng gasolina at saka lighter, wala naman siyang direct connection sa crime ng arson eh. Kasi it can be interpreted in numerous ways. Baka may susunugin ka lang na basura. And another example is yung pagbili ng rat poison. Gusto mong patayin yung spouse mo or yung kapitbahay mo, kaya bumili ka ng poison. Pero kapag may nakahuli sa'yo na bumibili ng poison sa tindahan, hindi ka po pwedeng kasuhan ng attempted homicide or murder. Kasi nga, it's only a preparatory act. Although it's an external act, it is just a preparatory act which is not punishable. Now, how about the act of execution or overt act? Ito po, it's an external act that has direct connection with the crime intended to be committed. So dito, sa pag-perform niya ng overt act, masasabi mo na may kinalaman talaga sa crime na gusto niyang makomit. It is therefore punishable. How about yung gasolina at saka lighter? Binuhos niya na yung gasolina sa mga walls ng bahay. And then, mag-act na po siyang sisindihan na yung lighter. Obviously, it's attempted arson. Yung binili niya na rat poison, hinalo niya na sa pagkain. And then, sinabi niya na doon sa tao, o kainin mo. And then, kinain yun ng tao na yun. 'Di ba? It's an overt act. It already tells the story na gusto niyang patayin yung tao na yun. That is therefore the difference between a preparatory act and act of execution. Sa preparatory act po, although external act siya, hindi po siya punishable. Kasi nga wala siyang relation sa crime intended to be committed. Pwede mo pa siyang ma-interpret in various ways eh. Unlike dito sa act of execution, talagang connected na po siya sa crime. 'Di ba? It's relevant, it's material to the commission of the crime. Kaya ito po sa overt act, it can either be in the attempted stage, frustrated, or consummated. Kapag hindi pa po na-perform lahat ng elements, nasa attempted pa lang siya or baka nasa frustrated na siya. Pero ang importante, naka-perform po siya ng overt act. So that will be our part 1 of this video. I will just make another video po. And in that video, we will discuss the meat of Article 6.